This is Adam, and he suffers from gout. Try Urol. It helps to prevent crystallization of uric acid crystals in gout therapy. Urol, effective urinary alkalinizer for gout.
Hello, I'm Camelia. Welcome to KiniNews. A former lawmaker has hit out at Hadi. This was over his claims that there was no DNAA in Islam. Past President Abdul Hadi Awang has been accused of misleading claims on whether a discharge not amounting to an acquittal was not Islamic. In a statement on Facebook today, former lawmaker Faiz Fazil said that Hadi was silent about the matter when the courts granted a DNAA to former past Deputy President Nasharuddin Mat Isa back in 2020. Faiz added that perhaps at the time Hadi's holy book on the issue had yet to exist. Faiz was coincidentally granted a DNAA a week ago for a charge framed under Section 354 of the Penal Code for using criminal force on a person with the intent to outrage their modesty. Yesterday, Hadi had attacked the government in Parliament over the prosecutor's decision to withdraw charges against Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. Hadi claimed that there was no DNAA in Islam. On this, Fazil said it was not true as even Section 103(1) of the Sharia Criminal Code Enactment 2001 has elements of DNAA. Fazil, who is also a lawyer, said that the law allowed the prosecution to seek a suspension of court proceedings if the prosecution believed that there were grounds to do so. He added that the law was enacted when Hadi was the Terengganu Menteri Besar. He added that it was documented that Prophet Muhammad once ordered a woman who admitted to adultery to only be punished only after giving birth and nursing her child. He questioned if this is the same as a DNAA in this context, as prosecutors have withdrawn a charge after considering that there is not enough evidence or that further investigations must be conducted. He also urged PAS not to abuse religion for political expediency because it can confuse the public. Pakatan Harapan Muar has challenged Syed Saddiq to vacate his seat and recontest it on his own if he was truly confident of winning it back on Muda's own capacity. Pakatan Harapan's Muar division has challenged Syed Saddiq Abdul Rahman to vacate his seat and recontest on Muda's own capacity. This comes after he quit the government bloc in Parliament in protest over the prosecution withdrawing charges against Amno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi in the Yayasan Akal Budi corruption case. Speaking in a press conference today, Harapan Muar Secretary Abdullah Sahid claimed that Syed Saddiq won the Muar seat with Harapan's support. He added that the Muda president was undermining the stability of the country.
Di saat negara perlukan kestabilan politik bagi memperbaiki kerosakan yang telah berlaku, Muda sanggup mengambil jalan seperti pihak pembangkang yang berpolitik dan menggugat kestabilan negara demi kepentingan pribadi.
Abdullah added that the discharge not amounting to an acquittal is simply a half-baked and hypocritical political excuse for Syed Saddiq to rationalise his hasty and sloppy political actions. He said that Syed Saddiq shouldn't hesitate to vacate the Muar seat if he was truly confident of winning it back on Muda's own capacity. Syed Saddiq had previously snubbed calls for him to vacate his seat, claiming that it was not him who had strayed from promises to voters in the 2015 general election. However, critics from Harapan claimed he was re-elected as a lawmaker because of Muda's pact with Harapan in GE15. In conjunction with Malaysia Day, from now to 20th September, you can subscribe or renew your Malaysia Kini package with 20% off. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to enjoy this exclusive offer. Back to Syed Saddiq, the Muar MP has reminded the government that they will not always be in power and called on them to be fair in distributing funds to opposition MPs. Muar MP Syed Saddiq Abdul Rahman has claimed that Putrajaya wants to discontinue the construction of multi-purpose halls at 4 schools in his constituency following his withdrawal from the government coalition. In his debate speech, Syed Saddiq told the Dewan Rakyat that it would be unfair if students and teachers were to be punished over political issues.
Saya dengar hanya kerana saya memilih ke pihak pembangkang walau perkara ini dah diluluskan bulan-bulan yang lepas. Ada ura-ura bahawa mereka ingin menyekat dan memberhentikan pembinaan Dewan baru ini. Adakah kerajaan Madani pada hari ini ingin menghukum cikgu, anak-anak muda daripada keluarga miskin yang inginkan infra asas ini? Ia tidak adil.
Syed Saddiq is the president of Muda, a party that used to be part of the coalition government led by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. Earlier this week, he withdrew his support to the government, but insisted that Muda will be a third force in the parliament instead of joining the Pakatan National Opposition bloc. In his speech, Syed Saddiq also reminded the government that they would not always be in power and so should be fair in distributing funds to MPs.
Betulkan sistem ini sebelum terlambat. Ingat, politik itu ada naik dan turun. Hari ini kita pembangkang, esok kita kerajaan. Jikalau kamu dikenakan siksaan yang sama, adakah kamu suka perkara ini? Dengar, ingat, cermin diri sendiri dahulu.
Syed Saddiq was not the only one who has been asked to vacate his seat. Earlier this week, his deputy Amira was told to either vacate her seat or join Amanah. This is her response. Muda's Putri Wangsa Assemblyperson Amira Abdul Aziz has dismissed calls for her to vacate her seat. Amira, who is also Muda's deputy president, said she would not give in to the ultimatum by Johor Pakatan Harapan deputy chairperson Aminul Huda Hassan to either join Amanah or vacate the state seat that originally belonged to Amanah. According to FMT, Amira said Aminul Huda must remember the principle on which candidates contest, that the seat, be it Putri Wangsa or Muar, belongs to the Rakyat and not the party. Yesterday, Aminul Huda, who is also Johor Amanah chairperson, said the Putri Wangsa seat was given by Amanah to Muda in last year's Johor state election. He said it is only fair for the seat to be returned to Amanah or for Amira to quit Muda and join Amanah. Meanwhile, Amira also slammed Pakatan Harapan for vowing to fight corruption during the election campaign, but going back on its promise after coming to power. Amira was referring to the discharge not amounting to an acquittal granted to Zahid, who is also Deputy Prime Minister, on the Yayasan Akal Budi corruption case. Earlier this week, Muda President Syed Saddiq Abdul Rahman announced that he would be quitting the government bloc in Parliament as a sign of protest.
We are often faced with nutrient deficiency needed for our body. This is why I choose G-Sure. G-Sure is the first plant-based and complete nutrition drink that helps to improve the immune system and strengthen our bodies. It has to be Good Morning G-Sure.
A PKR MP who has often been critical of the government has come to Anwar's defense over the DNAA granted to Zahid. Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Karim has come to the defense of Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim over Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's discharge from 47 criminal charges. In his debate speech at the Dewan Rakyat today, the PKR leader said he is confident with Anwar's promise that the government will not interfere in the judiciary and Attorney General's chamber businesses. Hassan told the Parliament of personal conversations he had with the Prime Minister over high-profile court cases, including expressing his disapproval of AGC's decision to charge opposition leaders Muhyiddin Yassin and Wan Saiful Wanjan over alleged corruption-related cases.
Beliau tidak mau campur, bukan saja mahkamah, tetapi kuasa AG Chambers, kuasa peguam negara. Dan saya percaya, malah apabila Paguh dituduh, apabila Tasik Gelugur dituduh, saya berhubung direct pada beliau. Jangan inyayakan lawan saingan politik kita. Saya tidak setuju selective prosecution. Dan Perdana Menteri, saya kongsi dalam Parlimen, menyatakan bahawa tidak, saudara. Tidak, beliau dimaklumkan bahawa agensi penguatkuasa mempunyai evidence yang ada, yang kuat dan teruskan. Dan beliau tidak berganggu.
Hassan added that he still believed the previous and current Attorney Generals have to explain the AGC's decision to withdraw their case against the Deputy Prime Minister. He also called for Anwar to use the Prime Minister's question time in the Dewan Rakyat as an opportunity to put to rest all the criticisms that had been thrown against him regarding the DNAA. Hassan was among the leaders from the government side who had been critical, with Amno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi being granted a discharge not amounting to an acquittal in his corruption-related charges linked to Yayasan Akal Budi. Isham Jalil had claimed that he would be sacked for wanting Amno to keep its distance from DAP. However, no such thing occurred during the Amno Supreme Council meeting last night. Amno's Supreme Council member Isham Jalil has not been sacked. Despite repeatedly claiming on social media that he would be put on the chopping block, no such thing occurred at the Amno Supreme Council meeting last night. When asked about the claims during the post-meeting press conference, Amno's Secretary General Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki had this to say.
Itu ada bincang tentang pemecatan mana ahli Datuk sebab dia pun dikatakan dalam media ini.
Tak ada apa pun, ini yang setakat kenyataan media ini lah.
So, isu yang dibangkitkan Datuk Isham ada bincang tak?
Isu apa yang dibangkit ya? Dia pun tak datang, dia pun tak bangkitkan apa-apa lah.
Isham had recently advocated for Amno to revise its relationship with DAP following the 6th state elections. He claimed several party leaders, including himself, may be fired by the Amno Supreme Council for their stand on the matter. Adam Adli said restrictions to peaceful assemblies should no longer arise. He said this in response to PN's planned rally this Saturday. Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Adam Adli Abdul Halim said the issue of restrictions to peaceful assemblies should no longer arise. When asked for comments on a gathering planned by PN Youth on September 16th, Adam noted that the organizers, led by Bersatu Youth Chief Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal, were summoned for questioning at the Dangwangi Police Headquarters yesterday. Adam said, going by Wan Ahmad Faisal's statement, the police have cooperated by summoning organizers in line with Section 13 of the Peaceful Assembly Act. The PKR Youth Chief told Malaysia Kini that with the statement, the matter on restriction has been settled. She added that there is no issue of restriction, obstruction or action by the government, so long as no laws are broken. Commenting further, Adam pointed out that the PAA has removed the necessity to obtain a police permit for a public gathering, and instead only a formal notification is required, along with permission from the owner of the gathering place. Yesterday, Wan Ahmad Faisal said the Dangwangi police did not issue any instructions to bar the gathering from taking place. However, the Machang MP said PN Youth's planned September 16th gathering in Bukit Bintang will be a celebration of Malaysia Day, as opposed to the original premise of protesting the discharge not amounting to an acquittal handed to Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.